So in this segment, we're going to be talking about how EU biometric checks could lead to a 17-mile tailback in Dover. So the title of this one might not be the best because it's a bit of a tricky headline to come out with. But these are new from what I can read. They're going to kick in April 2022. So new identity checks to travel into the EU could lead to a 17-mile tailback at Dover, MPs have been told. So Elizabeth de Jong, Director of Policy at Trade Body Logistics, told Transport Select Committee it would be bad news if drivers had to leave their vehicles for biometric checks. So the new system for non-EU citizens entering the bloc is due to be implemented in April 2022. So these are new checks that are going to happen. It's up to the EU how they want to police their borders, EU members even. And if they want to do biometric checks, then that's on them. It is proposed the UK citizens will be checked by French police at Dover. Forcing drivers to leave their vehicles takes up a lot of time and also leads to security issues for the loads and for migrants. Well, I don't think it's going to lead. It's going to lead to issues for drivers coming to the UK, but I don't think there'll be biometric checks going that way. It'll be people going into France rather than out of France. So it wouldn't really cause that many issues for asylum seekers. It could cause issues for the loads on the lorry. Someone could try and nick those whilst the driver gets out. But again, chance of that happening within 2 minutes with border force police everywhere, I don't think that's going to happen. Ms Young told the committee an increase in 2 minutes processing for each lorry would lead to a 17-mile delay at the Dover border. If it's going to be implemented, then we will need the same amount of contingencies as we have needed for our worst case planning scenarios for Brexit and Operation Stack. It's very bad news indeed. And Operation Stack is basically aimed at getting all the lorries onto one kind of road, so that the transport in Kent isn't blocked up. And let's not forget that rules of origins checks are kicking in next year as well. They are being phased in next year, so that's going to cause another problem, as well as these new biometric checks. Ms Young hoped there would be a pragmatic negotiation. That's not going to happen, which would allow drivers to stay in their cabs while checks were being made. So that could happen where checks, there could be a bit of pragmatism where perhaps French border police would come to the lorries to do the biometric checks, rather than lorry drivers having to come out of the lorries, go to a check-in station or whatever to do the test, and then go back to their lorries, because I think that would take longer. It just depends on how the French want to kind of play it, because I assume it's up to them to deal with their external borders. But you can see that, just adding this thing, 2 minutes to each check, could lead to a 17-mile tailback. And that's not even factoring in rules of origins checks, which are going to kick in next year. And you can imagine if these rules are implemented and then the French start doing more stringent SPS checks because of our deregulation or us just messing around in general, that's going to cause absolute chaos on the UK-French kind of border, I suppose, the Dover-Calais crossing. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support on Patreon if you can, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.